We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
Welcome everybody, this is Matt Monarch and
Angela Stokes Monarch and Araya Berry Monarch bouncing on a yoga ball
with the Raw Food World TV show. And a couple weeks ago we did a video about how to heal disease naturally, and we told you about Dr. Ann Wigmore and all the other stuff. Today I wanted to expand on all this information just so you have a deeper understanding of what's going on here. And I'd like to start off by saying there are so many diseases out there, and they're all termed differently. You know, there's cancer, there's diabetes, there's osteoporosis, arthritis,
rheumatoid arthritis,
psoriasis, acne, bronchitis, the flu, all that sort of fun stuff. Now, here's the interesting thing. All disease is the same, and it comes from the same place. This concept that I'm about to share with you is truth, and is so blatantly obvious in why this procedure works. All disease is the same. Now, what disease is toxicity in the body. And for the things where you get the flu, you get bronchitis, you get pneumonia, psoriasis, acne, every single one of these types of diseases is simply the body trying to give off toxins, get rid of them. And in everybody it's different because there's certain places where there's least resistance. For some people, the disease is trying to come out the face, which is acne. Sometimes you've just built up so much toxicity, the body's trying to get rid of it, so you develop bronchitis. And the list goes on and on and on. So disease is pretty much a buildup of toxicity. Now, it's so easy and obvious to understand, and the medical community has tried to make this so complicated. Even the health industry has made it so complicated when it is so simple. It's a buildup of toxicity in the body, and this is the cause of pretty much all disease, except for the minor ones that are deficiencies. So the answer is we need to stop the disease by stop eating foods that are not meant for our body and building up toxicity, and we've got to remove the disease with cleansing the colon like we talked about in the last video.
I think it's something that people don't want to hear though a lot of the time, that all disease is the same, because people often seem to like to think that they have this disease and they need to take this medicine, and there can be so much attachment around individual diseases and statistics associated with those diseases. Like, I went to the doctor and he said I have 0.55 of a blah blah blah. You know, people get really attached seemingly often to the kind of conditions that they're manifesting in their body, and then to hear the kind of concept that all disease is just the same thing, people don't really want to hear that, you know? It takes away the kind of I'm so special element of it. And also, you know, if you look at the pharmaceutical industry that exists at this point in the game, of course it loves this reality as well of every disease is so special and unique, and we must research everything, millions of dollars, and run 50 miles so that other people can give you money to give to us to research something that doesn't even need researching, but don't tell anyone that. And here's some drugs we invented that are specifically for this condition, which is so special. You know?
If you guys were to read like the old school authors, we're talking like Dr. Norman Walker, Ann Wigmore, Arnold Ehret, they talk about this concept. It's just so obvious. We eat foods that we're not meant to eat, and it causes toxicity in the body. We continue to overeat them. We build up this toxicity, and inevitably disease occurs.
I guarantee there will be in the comments people saying, but what about this? This isn't the same as everything else. People love to think that something is so special. Think about animals in the wild. You know, they don't deal with the kind of diseases that we do. They don't have encyclopedias full of different disease names and conditions and drugs to take for it. You know, they have a body, and either it's really healthy or something's happening with it.
And the reason why this procedure works that we talked about before, which is pretty much cleansing the colon and doing a whole foods diet or raw food diet, whatever you choose, is because you stop putting in the toxicity and you're removing it like crazy. You're removing the disease. That's like what all these doctors used to do to help heal people. So we've developed so much toxicity in the body. We're ridden with disease, most humans. And just to prove this, go on a fast, a water fast, and you're going to become so toxic and so much junk is going to come out of your body. All this disease is going to try to remove it. These authors always talk about disease is going through, you have to get through this, get rid of all that disease out of the body. So the reason why this procedure works is because when you're on a whole foods diet or a raw food diet, you're putting in the foods that are meant for your body and you're not building up toxicity anymore. And so what happens is it enables your body to get rid of all the toxicity, and the colon hydrotherapy removes it, or enemas, removes it out. And this is pretty much it. Okay. Two things are happening between everybody today. You're either becoming more toxic or you're becoming less toxic. Now, let me give you an example. Every one of us, we cleanse at night. We wake up in the morning, we get stuff in our eyes, we sometimes have a runny nose, we drink a lot of water. So whoever you are, you go through detoxification. Now, either you're eating a poor diet and you're building up toxicity, or you've improved your diet somewhere along the line and you're cleansing and you're becoming less toxic. So generally, somebody who's on the standard American diet, who's eating fast food every single day, what they do is they build up more and more toxicity. And then they're eating fast food, all sorts of junk that's not meant for the body. That night, when they cleanse, they're cleansing like pretty much not everything they ate. All the toxicity generated from that food, because it's so toxic, they can only get so much. And as the years go by, they get bigger and bigger and bigger and build up more and more toxicity, more and more disease. They take pharmaceutical drugs to suppress it. And at some point, they end up with a serious degenerative disease such as cancer. Now, someone who's improved their diet, this is the beauty right here, this is when you start to become less toxic. Because when you improve your diet, less toxicity is generated from the food you're eating every day. So you eat less toxic foods, and then that night, you're cleansing all the meals from that day, and then you go into deeper toxins from the meals from the day before. And then as you continue to eat an improved diet, you get the older toxicity, and you become cleaner and cleaner as the years go by, getting more and more disease out. Now keep in mind, a lot of us have been eating fast food for decades. So now when you start to do this colon hydrotherapy, improve your diet, you've got a lot of undoing to do every single one of these days. It just doesn't come out like that. Let me give you one more example here so you have a deeper understanding of how all this works. So it's kind of weird thinking about how toxicity is just going to continually be removed from your body and how you've built up so much. But one example would be for someone who drinks coffee. They've been doing this for decades on end, and all of a sudden they quit. Their body goes through withdrawals. They get headaches. They get runny nose. They don't feel well, and it takes a really long time to get over it. I mean, if it took them decades to build all that up, it's not just going to be removed overnight, but you'll get a lot out at the very beginning. So it's the same thing with the food, or the drug addict, or the alcoholic. So we've been building up all these toxins for decades on end. You're going to go through withdrawals. That's what detoxification is. It's withdrawals. So pretty much all disease the same. If you're getting psoriasis, it's pretty much coming out the skin. If you're getting acne, it's coming out your face. If you have herpes or something like that, guess what? When you have breakouts, it's pretty much toxicity. You get bronchitis, it's your body trying to get rid of it. You have pneumonia, same thing. There was this one woman who had pneumonia, and she was about to go on antibiotics, and I convinced her to go get a series of colonics, She did a colonic, and immediately after the colonic, she was going like, she was breathing. She couldn't believe it. I used to have acne all over my face.
Me too.
She too. I went on a raw food diet and started doing colon hydrotherapy like every 10 days at that time. Acne completely gone. There's a woman right here who I told this to, and she did the exact same thing, and her acne disappeared. Hello, Matt. I attended your lecture here in Atlanta, Georgia that was hosted by Cafe Life Grocery. I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the knowledge you have shared with me. I followed your recommendation in regards to getting rid of my acne, and it worked. I did a colonic every 10 days for 3 months, and my skin has not seen a breakout since November. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And keep in mind, she did either a whole foods diet or a raw foods diet, because if you're adding toxicity into your body that's not meant for the human body while you're doing colon hydrotherapy or cleansing the colon, you're not going to get too far, because you've got to eliminate the toxicity by doing whole foods and then do the colon hydrotherapy. Now I'm working to figure out what to put on my face to get rid of the scars caused by my acne. So you could see she had a serious acne situation. Do you have any suggestions? Veronica. So all disease is the same. The procedure we talked about in the video before, it's like 2 videos back, I believe, from this one or one. Go check it out. It's called Ann Wigmore's Healing Protocols. And yeah, this is Matt Monarch. Oraya's angry again. And we'll see you next time at the Raw Food World TV show.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.